Welcome, Scorpio Sagittarius, to your Astro Dice reading for October. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Okay, guys, let's get in here and see what's going on with you. Be straight in here. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. So, welcome back, everyone, and anyone new, welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, let's get in here. We do have that full moon coming up on the 6th. So I'll get those readings up pretty soon here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Going straight to the 7th house. Some Mars energy. Ooh, some Leo energy. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, got some fire going on over here, guys. Mars, your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. Okay. Doing it with some Leo energy over here. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. With your Sagittarius coming out also, just having that in, within yourself, with all these, you have all the fire now. Okay. So like I said, hot, 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 passionate, passionate, and going straight into the 7th house. This area of your life is about long-term significant partners, a romance, a business, or a family. And how you interact with people. Okay. So, and with all this passion and all this heat going on, wow. Okay, let's get in here and see what's going on over here. Getting straight into the situation. The situation is taking place in the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. And the situation is definitely talking about the 7th house of people, business, career, family, love. You got it all. Okay. I've been feeling like there's a little bit of competition over here with this Mars. So not only do you have the drive and the strength to do so, but it also feels like you might have some kind of strife. It might be even mental strife to keep yourself going. That's kind of like the far beyond driven, right? You could even be having some kind of problem with an older person. Could be a family member. It could be a boss, the authority over here. If it's just, it could be your loved one, whoever this is. It just feels like there's this controlling, domineering, reckless behavior going on over here. If you know it yourself, you might also be feeling very stubborn about the situation and very rigid about the situation. This is also an Aries card. So, and this is a Leo card. So you see this? There's that heat again, right? So they could be getting you all kind of worked up, bothered up in the very beginning of the month. Okay, just by the way that maybe they're acting. Maybe you're dealing with another fire sign that's kind of astrolating the situation, making you also feel extra heated. Maybe it's bringing out your controlling side as well. There's Sagittarius, every freaking fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sag. Wow. I've never seen so much fire, I don't think, in a while in one reading. But you're bringing out this moderation, trying to find this patience. Or maybe they're trying to tell you, hey, Scorpio Sag, you need to find the patience, right? Maybe somebody's trying to get you to settle down because somebody's got you all worked up. There's definitely some rigid feelings here. And whether somebody's doing it, to you, or it's just the overall energy that's just got you plummeting. Maybe somebody at work has you pissed off. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe somebody wants to fight with you. Maybe it's just you trying to fight for that fighting, as they say, kind of like fight for the right to parties kind of scenario. Fight for like, this is my job, this is what I want, you know what I mean? Type of energy. But it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And the seventh house is like, whoa, whoa, just remain calm. So take that how it resonates. Finding that peace and moderation. Do you have to find it within yourself? Do you have to, find it within someone else? Is someone else telling you to do so? But you have to be, always remember that be, honest with yourself, right? If you know that you're being a tyrant, because everything is just kind of unraveling, right? And you want to take this and find that peace within yourself, right? And you're like, okay, it's me. I've gotten out of control, right? Everything's gonna be okay. My mind's going crazy. They're pissing me off. Yeah, once again, there could be somebody around you who's really just stingy, overspending, just really, and might make you even feel like you're in this self-protection mode, but you're still in this drive to go. Yeah, there's that reckless to restlessness. And you could be that you're feeling very restless at this time, feeling like you're burning out. You might even have this person who's being impulsive, or maybe you feel like you're trying to be impulsive. And like I said, maybe they're telling you, it's okay, Scorpio, so just settle down for a second. Everything's going to be okay, right? Have patience. Because there is very much a lot of impulsiveness. And fire can come with impulsiveness as well as air, being, two very impulsive signs. So at the very beginning of the month, I mean, it's like, you've got it. I mean, you got the drive. There's a drive here. Somehow or another, there's a drive here. Whether somebody's driving you away from them, and you're just like, yeah, take that how it is. I feel like for a lot of you, it could be at work, being that we have the pentacles here. Driven to find that job, driven to do this job, driven to keep a job, however it is. The mid-month, playing it small. Okay, so now you're going to just play it small, and you're like in your hidey hole. You're like, okay. You're like, going after your victory. Okay, which the Six of Wands, once again, there's your fire, your Leo. You have your Aries over here, and the Mars. The Mars, you're saying, I'm still fighting, but I'm okay though. I understand what's going on. I don't want these obstacles. I'm going to turn these obstacles. I'm going to sit back, and I'm going to turn these obstacles into victory. So you are soul searching through this situation, being alone, taking your alone time. Taking that step back from the situation so that you can kind of pause and refresh. It's like hitting the reset button. And I feel like it's the reset button, whether it's on your emotions or just the overall. We're just right now, we're going to call it the overall because this is general reading. So it's definitely right before I get moving again, I'm going to hit this pause button, and then I'm going to get moving again. So it does feel like somewhere around the 15th, 16th, you're going to start moving again, and you're going to move very quickly into this new direction. You're going to move very quickly with rapid action towards this new area. It does not feel like it is the same area. Now, some of you can say, no, it's the same area. I just reset for that area. Okay. However it is, there's a lot of movement. And I do feel like some of you are moving in a different direction. But like I said, if you know you're just taking a pause and resetting for this same direction, that's fine. Because no matter what, you're fighting for what you feel is what you want. That's it. Whether it's your love, your business, your career, your family, your partners, this job, whatever it is, your children, if you feel like someone's getting away with something, whatever it is, rethinking, resurfacing, and then that's exactly what it is. Rethinking and then resurfacing with this overall feeling of joy. The resurface is just because you're kind of in a hideout. Absolutely. With the Empress coming out, yep, there it is. Yep, the inner turmoil, getting rid of the inner turmoil. 100 and releasing all the worry and hope, and then reaching out. And here's that reach out for the victory. Man, you guys got this. You're like, we're not playing. This is literally a reading of I'm not playing. I'm on the move. Remember, I'm far beyond driven with this situation. And it doesn't matter if you're domineering at this point in the very beginning of the month. Somebody's telling you, yeah, settle down. But in the end, you're saying, okay, fine, I'll settle down. And you do. That's why I do believe for some of you, it is you, right? You're getting a little ahead of yourself or a little carried away. Or maybe they're getting you to a place to where you're getting too carried away. Sometimes people have a way of, getting us into heated arguments, right? And battles. Okay, so let's see. And now you're going to come over here, but you're going to win in this victory. For some of you, this could be some kind of battle. I just want you to know, I'm really picking up strong over here, is child custody. Some kind of child custody battle. I just want you to know that. I'm battling hard for child custody. I got the dad, got the law, got the Empress. Of course, that's not going to be for everyone, but if you guys know that you are battling that, that's what I'm seeing, okay? The end of the month, I do see King of Cups to the Page of Swords. Ooh. Oh, yeah, to the Star card. Okay. And then for a lot of you, you're co-creating something. I just want you to know you know that you're co-creating this. You know this is what you want. This is why you're far beyond driven to fight for what it is you truly want or that you're creating. However, right? Maybe you're fighting for a love. You do have the romance. Love the 7th house because it can be all kinds of stuff. King of Cups emotionally balances. You're finding your emotional balance. Now you're kind of settling down, though. You're settling down. You still have the drive and the compassion, but you're starting to settle down. You're starting to see now that all the heat is going away. Right now you're bringing in some water. You're going to bring in your water energy. Feeling more diplomatic. Let's talk about this now. Instead of just bumping heads about the situation. You're finding that you have this supportive leader. For some of you, like I said, it could be, this could be the lawyer if you're having custody battles, or it could be a friend or somebody coming in. No matter what it is, it just feels like you have this supportive person around you. But I also feel like you are becoming more supportive. So take that how that is, because there's going to be a lot more tolerance. But maybe you feel like you won, so of course you're going to, you're manifesting quickly, you're moving quickly, but you also feel like everything's more under control as you gathered your wits over here with the 7th house. New ideas and curiosities. There's new ways of communicating, and these new ways of communicating are showing that supportive control, like I said, and tolerance and compassion. Seeing things from a different kind of point of view. But it's kind of funny because it's still your point of view. You're just seeing it wrapped up. Remember, I said you're either going in a different direction with this situation, or you're taking a whole new direction. So however it is, it just looks like whatever's going on at the end of the month, you're seeing things differently. But you also see that you're getting good fortune. I love that. You have the faith, the purpose, and feeling more healthy. So I love it. You start with the Temperance, where it's like patience. Come on, settle down. Everything's going to be okay. And then at the end with the Star, you're feeling that hope. You're feeling that overall calm. Well, we see it with the King of Cups anyways. But let's see. The Ace of Pentacles, there it is. Seeing that financial opportunity, seeing that new adventure, seeing things coming into an alignment for you, things that were leading the way are now kind of like opening up floodgates for you. Everything's kind of leaning towards, definitely, you know, you see the ace is kind of the ace of pentacles, no matter what, is always like a gift, because it is the manifestation coming in, the prayer being answered, you know. And so you can definitely see this new venture opening up for you as you're becoming more prosperous within this situation. So now you're finding that everything is, it's like everything's flowing the way you want it to flow, and getting the answers that you need, becoming clean and rethinking the approach. Yeah, well, that's why too. And if you felt like somebody was lying to you, now they're coming back to you. So not only do you feel like this was going a certain way, I do feel like this person over here who was, I don't want to really say keeping secrets. I want to say that they were, why do I want to say that? That's kind of a weird way of saying something, but I want to say mix matching words. You know what that means? That means like, you know, saying one thing and then meaning something else. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. So then you would say, oh no. Mix matching words. That's a false mask though, because that's a pretense. That's them making you believe one thing and then turning around and doing another thing. It's kind of like mix matching actions. Your actions don't say what you said you were doing. They don't match what you were saying. And that's what it feels like. That's exactly what that is. Mix matching words. Your actions weren't doing what you said you were going to do. You said you were going to do this, do that, the other, and then you turned around. It's just deceit. No matter what, that's deceit. Yeah, that's two-faced. I'm just going to say it's two-faced. Yeah, misleading headlines. You can't make that freaking stuff up. It was clickbait. You can't make that up. That's totally what they said. It was clickbait. It's misleading headlines, empty promises, exaggerated truths. No, not what it seems. Like I said. Yeah, but you're finding out about these truths, but it's almost like they're coming back to tell you and coming clean from that situation. Because they were being sneaky. They didn't want you to know, but now it's almost like now they have to, because the box of worms is opened. It all came out. It's all coming out. Like they can't hide that anymore. Yeah, you're just gonna lead the way with a poker face, because there's nothing else that you can do. There's like, you're gonna hide your true feelings because you're like, I'm not gonna let you know whether I'm happy about you telling me this, or if I'm not happy. I'm just gonna keep myself emotionally detached because I don't want you reading my emotions. This is as close to my emotions as you're gonna get off of me. Is just being cool, balanced, in control, diplomatic, and just there. That's it. You don't want them to know exactly how you feel. Yeah, because it could lead to more broken promises. It could lead to more lies. It could lead to more when they just got where they wanted to be, because then they think, oh, well, if they think it's okay, then they can, they won't mind, or they don't care, they're too stupid, or, you know what I mean? They come up with all these different ways of looking at something to where they're like, oh, well, if it was that easy, I can do it again. And you're like, because I know better, and I'm not going to let you do that again. Yeah, so you're ignoring that because you don't want them to think that they're getting away with something. Yeah, exactly. Let them think in their head, because the more they think in their head, why are you just giving me a poker face about this situation? Why aren't they saying anything? Oh my God, that makes their red alert go off. Did they really not bother them? Or it makes them think. Oh boy. Yeah, because that's going to, you know what that does? It gives them a guilty conscience. And that's what it gets them. Anytime you have to get someone really thinking about something, you're really giving them a guilty conscience. Because you're just saying, I don't want any unnecessary drama. I'm not going to do any of this. I'm not going to give you what you're looking for. And then this makes this kind of like happy, because you just get to move on. Yep. because you have the hope over the worry. This is hope. This is worry. This is isolated. This is problems. And you're saying at the end of the month, come around Halloween time, you guys could even see each other at a Halloween party, something of this nature. But you're saying absolutely not. I'm not worried about that anymore because I have the money coming in. I have the manifestation coming in. I figured out the victory and here it comes. I win this case. Whatever. Maybe this is a court. Shit, who knows, right? But yeah, whatever's coming out, you're saying, yeah, because look, I win because you lied. Shit, maybe they lied and maybe it was all like, you got to keep a poker face because you're in court. And they're like, you frigging lied in court. Like, you're an idiot. Yeah, lost trust. Lost words mean nothing. Failed commitments. Yeah, because no matter what, everything that they were saying was just, they lost your trust anyways. But you know, it's funny because if there's other people involved in this situation when it comes to kids or anything like that, I feel like the broken promise is a bigger card than we really realize, because I think it's not just you who we know already lost the trust. I think this is here because others are involved who are noticing. And that could be what this is about, as other people noticing what a scammer they are, right? Like, you totally scammed, you know, Scorpio, Sagittarius out of this. You totally scammed the business out of this. You totally, you know, lost trust within the family unit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not just you. They like lost trust with the family, with the business, with the friends, with, you know, the circle within the courtroom. The judge is like, no, you're a liar. Get him out of here. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a big one. That's a big one right here. Because it doesn't feel like it's just you. You already lost that trust. We already see that. So whoever is this is over here, they already were getting you all, you know, all frazzled to begin. Because I do feel like that's what that is. That's you getting frazzled and somebody telling you, just relax, settle down. It just keeps going back that way. So I'm going to take it that way, my friends. Look at your money really, really fast here, because I do see a little bit of money. We do have some business going on over here. It is talking about money, so show me money for Scorpio, Sagittarius. We have growth and comfort. Nice. You may not be wealthy, but you're living very comfortably. I like that. Yep. Okay, guys. Very nice. And until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.